Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, a very warm welcome and welcome back KS family. And please note, I don't have WhatsApp or Telegram, but scammers certainly do. In yesterday's episode, the market was very red, and I said, caution, are you prepared for double-digit gains ahead? And whoa, have we seen that globally? Just amazing. When you look at the markets, always bear in mind that the institutions are seeking to trap retail investors and traders. We don't want to become trapped. We need to think like smart money. And that's why I entitled yesterday's video, Caution, because the institutions are calling for retail traders and investors to come back into the market. So let's run the numbers and see where things are going from here. Bitcoin is currently up 10.58% to 17,560. Ethereum is up 16.63% to 1302. This video is dedicated to Rule 600 from the Masterclass. Traders are always taking profit. Yesterday, the market looked like this. What a change 24 hours can make. I promised yesterday that I would share more trades that I made yesterday. Stellar, when the market was red like this in 6 hours and 32 minutes, around a 10% return on investment. Dogecoin in a little under 8 hours, around 11.3%. And don't forget, this is in a blood red market. Mask Network about 16.72%. Chili's nearly 18% over around 6 hours. XRP in around 8 hours, a little over 13%. And Optimism around 8 hours for a little over 13%. And of course, the key thing to understand here, this was in a blood red market. People generally have no problems in making profit on days like today. But the real key is to make money when the markets are coming down, and all of those returns in that red market were generated at spot going long. If you can go long at spot in red markets and make money, you're going to do really well. And I teach this understanding inside the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, which is a very extensive class. What you find is a lot of crypto classes or a lot of trading classes tend to regurgitate the same kind of materials over and over again. You won't find anything like that inside the CTKS Masterclass. Having been in financial markets for more than 3 decades, it's really important that you don't get caught in the retail mindset. If you get caught in this retail mindset of thrill, euphoria, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, hope, optimism, a lot of people are getting thrilled and getting optimistic or even just a little bit hopeful that the markets have found the bottom. Please don't get sucked in. Smart money, which is less than 5% of the trading and investing population, they are Zone 3 and Zone 4 focused. They apply their knowledge and their hard work, their persistence, dedication, and commitment to understanding how the market works. We've seen a sea of green because the CPI numbers came in less hot than expected. The CPI month on month and year on year, and the core CPI was also softer than expected. This absolutely drove the markets crazy. But beware, the structural issues within the economic system have not yet been addressed. And we also saw more unemployment claims. And that's actually what the government wants to see. It wants to destroy demand. It wants to destroy jobs, and it wants to destroy value. And why is that? Because demand and supply are out of balance. And how does the government fix that? With a sledgehammer. I talk a lot about the goldfish bowl principle. The goldfish bowl principle is basically that retail investors have a memory of around 1 day, like the goldfish has a memory around the goldfish bowl. You have to be very careful because green days can look so seductive, but beware, it's a trap. And why would I say that? Because I was predicting double-digit gainers, and we've got that already. What I'm actually seeing inside the market, when we look at the fear gauge of the markets, the VIX has done a capitulation blow off bottom. This is very, very unsettling for me. As somebody who's been inside financial markets for a long time, when you see this kind of stuff, it's a cause to have some kind of concern. Not to say everything is fantastic, but pretty much just the opposite. And why do I say that? Over around the past 30 days, the VIX has been basically caught in a downtrend. And the VIX doesn't do this normally. It normally wobbles around all over the place. But we've seen a sustained downtrend for a sustained period of time. This is not normal. What actually is potentially going to play out here when the market digests that everything is not as good as people think it is, we could get a huge spike in the VIX. And what does a huge spike do to the markets? One good illustration that I can give you, when the VIX starts to spike up and up and up, you can see this blue line is Bitcoin's price action. It just tanks. And the stock markets do exactly the same thing. And the stocks in the stock markets composed in those indices do exactly the same thing as well. And this was the March 2020 COVID and US liquidity crisis. And if we look at the start of the capitulation in the last cycle of Bitcoin, we can see that climactic blow off bottom in the VIX. What happened there? The VIX spiked up. What did it do to crypto? It crushed it. Smart money, Zone 3 and Zone 4 is all about probability. It's about learning. It's about courage. It's about having positive excellence. Without positive excellence, you'll get knocked down and you won't want to get back up again. You'll miss an opportunity and you'll get really, really angry at either yourself or other people. This is exactly why in positive excellence we focus on money last. Money is the outcome. You will get knocked down many, many times in financial markets. The key is to pick yourself back up again and say, okay, let's go in again. In zones 1 and 2, people feel entitled to make a return, even with very little, if any, knowledge, because they have the money, so they deserve a return. And when they don't get it, of course, they get very upset and go into zone 2, which is blame and conflict. And they can be very jealous of other people's results. In zone 3 and 4, we don't have blame, we don't have conflict, we don't have jealousy. We're just not interested in those things because we believe in ourselves. And we have a focus. We either win or learn and never blame. Blame will keep you stuck, literally in hell. And when you're in hell, the key to get out of hell is to keep on going. A few in the community reached out and said, Ken, I feel so bad. I miss those double-digit gains because I saw the market was so red and I just believed it couldn't go green. If you're caught in this situation, please be kind to yourself. And that's actually why we have the CTKS creed, this particular line. I know opportunities and life reset daily. And they do. There's always opportunities. We have many types of financial losses, and sometimes it's the loss from the trade that you never ever took. I created this little quote here because I think it's so important and valuable to understand. Forgiveness creates profit. You need to forgive yourself. If you didn't get the profit that you wanted, please just forgive yourself and know that opportunities reset daily. And please have a look at episode 532, Positive Excellence, Getting Past Financial Losses. A core thing that we seek to do as professional smart money traders and investors is to implement Rule 359. Be on the right side of the percentage. You can see in blood red markets, you can be on the right side of the percentage, but on the wrong side of the trade and still make money. Conventional Zone 1, Zone 2 wisdom is you must be on the right side of the trade. Zone 3, Zone 4 doesn't care about that. We just need to be on the right side of the percentage. In past midterm elections, we've seen some pretty steep sell-offs. And Masterclass students, please check out LV25, Midterm Election Volatility Secrets You Need to Know. We have overcome one level of resistance, but it's very, very early days. and the institutions are expert at calling in the retail herd, basically to get financially slaughtered. Please don't be amongst the herd. Yesterday, I was talking about the 16626 level and the potential to see upward price momentum. We have to be very, very careful of that 16626 level, because if price falls under here, we would anticipate more negative price action, just as we've seen in past midterm election cycles. The institutions will take whatever they can get from the retail herd. If they can attract enough back in to retest the Armageddon line, they will certainly try to sell it down again and shake the retail investors and traders out of their positions. After all, the institutions need that liquidity. As part of what we do each and every day, we have our three-dimensional thinking. We're not saying that this will instantly melt, but it is a call to retail, and we must be aware of that. We must know what games are being played. So what happens here? What could potentially go on? We have another higher resistance line at 18662. We have a stronger support level just currently at 16626, and Bitcoin is currently trading at 17513. We also have a very highly magnetized line down at 13900. So just be aware of these particular points, because you want to observe, how does price action react? Is it going up? Is it going down? You need to keep your eye on it. And there's a lot of things that we can look at. For example, when we see the VIX, we know that the VIX has been coming down for way too long with no real corrective wave inside it. This is incredibly unhealthy. If we get a spike in the VIX, there will be massive pressure on the major indices and Bitcoin. And Bitcoin controls the fate of your beloved alts. As we saw exactly that, when Bitcoin comes up, the whole entire crypto market comes up with it. But if Bitcoin goes down, the alts will bleed. It is the way of things. As fear left the market, we saw that junk bonds registered much more risk on behavior, and of course the indexes actually increased. Oil is still under pressure. Bond prices are starting to recover. Yields have sold off. This is a basic capitulation event in yields. Gold absolutely spiked as the dollar crumbled. Let's go back a little bit in the DXY's history, and I'll give you a bit of a small mini lesson about support and resistance levels. When we saw the dollar come down to this very strong resistance level and support level, it was confirming it many times. It tried to capitulate, like what I'm talking about with the VIX. Then it went the other way until it hit a resistance line, wobbled around, and went up to the next resistance lines. Now, what happens if a particular price action can't hold that resistance? What we expect is it to come down to the next major support level. What if it goes below this? We expect it to dip down into these areas. And what actually happened with the DXY? It held on to this support range for a little bit of time and then dip below it, and we would expect it to dip into lower support levels. But also, because this is so strong, it acts as a huge magnet to pull price back into it. That's why we used to talk about Percy, the magnetized price sheep. Good on you, Percy. And what do we see here as price plays out? It's trying to get back to an area where there is support, where there is liquidity. And what does it do then? If there is sufficient support, it doesn't even come back into these lines. If we see signs like this, we can figure out it's probably trying to come back to this resistance area. And this resistance is a very key one. We've talked about it a lot. 1111031 and 111235. So what actually happened? It couldn't break through it. And when the CPI print came out, what did it do? It just sold off massively. But what do we know about these zones, these Stanfield lines, these smart money buy and sell levels? it will become magnetized back into that. So if we get a spike in the DXY back into the 109,266 level, we wouldn't be at all surprised, not in the least. And we've got a magnetized support line at 106,998. So we keep our eyes on these clustering of support and resistance levels. I invented the CTKS method to help people understand where smart money buy and sell levels were. These Stanfield levels are simply the confluence between different CTKS lines. I'm seeing that some masterclass students are seeking to draw these Stanfield levels in. I'm so proud of you. That's exactly what I want you to do. When we look at total crypto market cap, we can see total crypto market cap is trying to get back to this $866.571 billion mark. Now you must be aware that there's basically two things that can happen here. We either confirm that as resistance, that 866.571, and resume down, and the crypto market starts to come down again, or we confirm it as support and we get above it and start to move up. We always have our three-dimensional thinking. That is, we do our BORSOG code each and every day, and I do a deep dive on this particular risk management code, which is a three-dimensional risk management code, in episode 685. It's really important that you do this each and every day. What you're seeking to do is to not be right, but to get your synchronization factor up. Inside markets, you can be right and you can be wrong, all in the same day. So that's not really the key. The key is for you to just think actively. What if the market goes down, and what percentage do I give that? What percentage do I give if it goes neutral, or what percentage if it goes up? And beware of the fishbowl effect. It impacts many, many more things, many more decisions than people realize. The middle part of this code, down, neutral, or up, is your portfolio. If a particular market were to go down, for example, you thought the predominant percentage would be 70% down, and this is just an illustration, you'll come up with your own numbers. How do you think it would impact your portfolio? What percentage hedging do you have inside your portfolio? Do you have any inverters in there? We said that about 1% of crypto alts will escape Bitcoin's gravity, but it's escape just for a minor amount of time. But the inverters tend to keep on showing up time and time again. And the key thing, how synchronized in with the market do you feel? Do you have the Midas touch or the anti-Midas touch? Tiana said the other day that she felt that she had the anti-Midas touch. Very, very good illustration, and it's really easy to happen because that's what financial markets are always seeking to do to people. How do they do that? They rely on the fishbowl effect, and they rely on people buying on green. Some people talk about an institutional cycle. It's not institutional at all. It's a retail cycle. As always, we apply Rule 252 from the Masterclass, prepared and not scared. Looking at the longs and the shorts, we can see the longs coming in buying the dip, but the shorts have been just liquidating the longs just in the past little while, but the shorts have been predominantly liquidated. And let's go and check out what the numbers are. There's been 359 million in total liquidations across 181,834 positions. And when we look over the past 24 hours at total liquidations, about 66% short. What about the past 12 hours? About 65% short. The past 4 hours, about 70% short. And the past hour, about 81% long. And what you will find is that the shorts and longs are always taking turns to liquidate each other. If we get an enormous number of short liquidations, that exposes the longs to steep price sell-offs. So please just bear this in mind. The exact opposite occurs. If we see a lot of long liquidations without corresponding short liquidations, that will expose the shorts to getting liquidated, and we would see upward price momentum. So just bear this in mind. A lot of people think that they can only make money in crypto and indeed the stock market if they just go under leverage. They potentially, instead of having 1,000, they have 10,000 because they've got 10x leverage. The concept is, please don't think that way. You can make money going long at spot. And what I do just over the past couple of days is I've shown you how you can do that from just small amounts. And the beautiful thing, you can never be a liquidated statistic because you're not leveraging in the first place. I don't use leveraging personally. We know all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell, but traders have to be very, very on the top of price momentum because trading, you always seek to book your profits. And that's why I invented BORSOG trading, because it comes from the CTKS Masterclass rule 621, buy on red, sell on green. You really want to synchronize in with the market and then scale. If you find that price is going against you, you can descale. And because desynchronization, you should descale until you synchronize again. Smart money is all about synchronization. Institutions are all about desynchronizing people. Everyone. They try to desynchronize the whole market. You can see desynchronization in process when you look at this little cartoon. You can see all the happy retail investors and traders as price goes up. But desynchronization occurred. What do people do? They run. They run like hell. They leave the dance floor. And what's price doing? Price is going up. Why is it going up? Because the institutions are calling retail back onto the dance floor. And retail will take a while to gain confidence because they've just been burnt. And what happens? They get in and then bang. The institutions desynchronize again. And as everybody is going up the wall and fleeing, what is price doing? It's going up. The key that we do inside our beloved global family is that we seek to be institutional thinkers and smart money thinkers. We have so many different rules. We seek not to sacrifice our accounts for the institution's gain. We seek to make the institutions earn our money. If they want it, they really must know what they're doing because we know what we're doing. We can see no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, and as Bitcoin came up at 10.5%, it raised the entire crypto global market cap up with it. Well done, Bitcoin. We love the alts because the alts have so much percentage action in them relative to Bitcoin. It can go in a good way. So, for example, if Bitcoin is going up, the alts can really fly. But if Bitcoin's going down, the alts can really fly. They can melt as well. So we've got to be a little bit careful. And looking at the greatest 24-hour percent gainers, FTT up 55.5%, Chili's 41%, Matic 41%, Maker nearly 32%, as is Aptos and LDO. But with all things, you need to know what you're doing. Please don't gamble. The market rewards knowledge and courage and penalizes blame and gambling. So please do not gamble. Know what you're doing. And we can see a pretty fascinating thing here. Stable coins in the greatest losers category. Literally every single greatest loser is a stable coin. Please let me know what you think that means to tomorrow's price action. And one really good thing about our community, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about just active learning, getting incrementally better. We know that your beloved alts cannot escape Bitcoin's gravity, and we're really happy recently because we go long at spot. And what do we see? Bitcoin's gravity has dragged Ethereum up. Well done. Good Bitcoin. And what about Binance Coin? It's dragged it up as well. XRP moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. ADA is moving a little bit more strongly. Go Charles. Doge is moving up in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity, but just a little bit weaker. We can see Matic just rocketing. Matic is very, very strong. And DOT moving up in alignment, but just a little bit weaker than Bitcoin's gravity. And Solana squashed down below Bitcoin's gravity at the current time. As I covered in yesterday's episode, a lot of Solana is becoming unlocked and will hit the market, suppressing price. I'd like to thank everybody who comments on the videos. There's such incredible comments here. And Jake said something which I think is really important to share. Jake says, be quick, don't hold on for dear life. Get in and get out. I think this is very, very good advice. Well done, Jake. Thank you also to Flamingo. I hope everyone remains calm and wise. And well done to J-Link. J-Link said, I don't have any negative feelings towards the market. And remember, this was yesterday when the markets were blood red. Well done, my friend. Owen had a quite good question. Is it better to practice one simple trade on many different coins or many trades on just one really good coin? What I tend to do is that I know the community invests and trades in many, many different cryptos. So I want to give illustrations right across the board, but you definitely don't have to do that. You can just focus on one particular crypto if you like, or a handful of them if you wish. But the first thing, please always mark up your charts with the CTKS method. That's the essential first step that every crypto technical analyst does, because it's so important to understand where support and resistance levels are, where they actually are, not where we think they are. There's a huge difference. And we've been talking a lot about courage recently, because you need a lot of courage in markets like this. Al says, I prefer to keep the emotions out of my trades as much as humanly possible. Just put into action the knowledge gained in the masterclass. Do the work, mark up the charts, trust the system, and use probabilistic fearlessness instead. The difference is that we take the fear component out of our decisions. And Al says, by the way, Ken's rules work for all asset classes, crypto, stocks, bonds, metal, and real estate. Thank you so much, Al, and we're so grateful to have you here too, my friend. And thank you, Biri, for all your humor, my friend. And well done to Jason. I also got onto Quant this morning and made 17% on the trade. Fantastic, my friend. And well done, everybody, on their active learning. And from the comments a couple of days ago, thank you, Peperatum. Courage means not letting your emotions run wild and sticking closely to what you've learned and marking up the charts. Well done, my friend. And in the video from a couple of days ago, Divine Art said congratulations to all the scholarship awardees. And if you would like to apply for the CTKS Partial Masterclass Scholarship, the link is in the description of this video. And this Sunday, I'll be announcing the awardee for the Art CTKS Partial Masterclass Scholarship. Thank you so much, Art, for your kind generosity. And Jason has done it again. He's put forward 2 more partial masterclass scholarships. Jason, you're an amazing human being. A couple of days ago was the start of that really red action, and Badger said, today was quite scary. Courage is what we need to act despite our fears. It's also that voice inside that says, I will try again tomorrow, because courageous people are very passionate and purposeful. Whenever they get knocked down, they believe in themselves and their ability to get back up again. And Badger provided a couple of really good quotes as well. There can be no courage unless you are scared. And opportunities don't happen, you create them. Beautiful, Badger. And many thanks to Rundle Ridge. The knowledge of the masterclass and the daily videos are incredible. I would have never thought I would be doing what I'm doing today a year ago. Well done, Rundle Ridge. My courage was confirmed today when I had the same Stanfield levels for my entry and exit on Axie as you did. Wow! Active learning and participation is the key to conquering self-doubt and moving into Zone 3 and Zone 4. Well done, Rundle Ridge. And Roche said, the masterclass puts into practice and really teaches us to be calm, ready, and excited on days like today. And don't forget, a couple of days ago, the market was absolutely and utterly blood red. And as Brett very kindly said, Much peace and love to those in Zone 1 and 2 who are finding this drop very painful. The sun will come out again, my friends. Just trade at spot and hold on, as crypto is volatile to both the upside as well as the downside. And we saw that upside volatility today. Well done, Brett. And if you're going through a life pullback at the moment, please know that our global family's love and healing thoughts are with you. There's always hope. The sun will come out again, and you're not alone. And to Art, thank you, my friend, for your poetry. It was the best of times and the worst of times. From Charles Dickens. And J-Link said, courage is not getting swayed by this current market and keeping on going. Well done, my friend. Well done, everyone, on your active learning. It will make the difference. In fact, it's the only thing that will. When you get your knowledge and courage up, you can do amazing things. And well done to everybody who comments. It's just so wonderful to see people just reaching out and saying hi. We know that opportunities reset daily and you can make money in a blood red market. So taking profit is a good idea to do if you're trading. And if you would like to learn how to trade, the CTKS Masterclass is a Rolls-Royce level masterclass on how to trade inside the crypto market. And you can take that knowledge and trade in any market. And if you go across to the testimonials page, just where I am right now, you'll see a lot of different testimonials. That'll give you some kind of concept as to what you can expect from the masterclass. And thank you to everybody who gave a recommendation on the masterclass. It's just so nice of you. I've never asked anybody for a recommendation. Thanks so much again. There's enormous amounts of turbulence inside the crypto market at the moment. I think it's very, very important that if you've been disadvantaged in some way, please find the focus of kindness in your life. You can only win or learn in this world, and some losses are very, very hard to take, but there's no loss without an equal and even greater benefit attached to it. So just keep that in mind. And by knowing opportunities in life reset daily and having that dedication and commitment to win or learn and never blame, you'll absolutely fly through life. That means you will attract success. And we can see basically every aspect, every sector of the crypto industry is up currently. We can see the socials have performed really, really well. GameFi is coming up, but not as much as socials. NFTs are tracking GameFi. Blockchain services are mixed, but they're doing really well. We can see the memes have also been doing well. DeFi has gains across the board. Blockchain infrastructure has also been doing well, and if you missed out on these gains, please don't worry about it, because life resets every single day. And if you're seeking to get into the market at the moment, please make sure that you mark up your charts with the CTKS method. You'll really need to know if the cryptos are holding on to support or they're starting to violate. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.